When the police arrived, Vera and Meta said they were sure the library would not want to press charges. Kit confessed to taking books from other libraries, but he'd returned them all. "I'm very sorry. I just get very sad when my books are thrown away. I know they won't be in libraries forever. They'll become old and shabby and have to go. You'll probably tell me that everything will be safely digital soon. I still love old books. Think of the Wandle Worm. That book is 284 years old. You wouldn't have it today if someone somewhere hadn't kept it safe." Meta's eyes were full of tears. "Mr. Codex, we didn't mean to make you feel rubbish. I saved you, and I'm sellotaping you back together in my flat." Vera was also crying. "When I saw the books Meta had rescued, I realised they were tattered because they were well read and well loved. We'll make sure your books live on." The old man's face was a mixture of happiness and sadness. "Thank you," he said simply. Fortunately, the police decided not to arrest Mr. Codex for the moment, and he promised not to flee the country. As the moon rose over the park, Vera and Meta went to the library and locked the Wandle Worm in the safe before going home. 3 weeks later, Kit was invited to a special event at Wandsworth Library. When he arrived, the library was full of people. Vera was standing in front of 2 glass cases with Mr. Rubric. Everyone went quiet. "Dear Mr. Codex," she said, "a few weeks ago we were reminded of something we'd known for a long time, that all books are precious. We're opening 2 displays today, the old book, The Wandle Worm, and something new." She waved her hand to the second case, and there Kit saw a display about himself with copies of all his books. "We celebrate a book that's almost 300 years old and a writer who's alive today. We have some presents for you. Mr. Rubric will say a few words." The tall librarian stood up. "There are now online copies of your work available in all libraries, and Vera contacted your old publishers offering the data from our libraries to prove how popular your books are. The publishers have brought out a new edition of every one of your books. These copies are for you." As everyone watched, Kit unwrapped copies of his 16 books. The covers were shiny and new, but every word inside was the same. "Thank you for everything," said Kit, his voice shaking. "I admit I felt a bit thrown away, but now you've made me feel that I've still got something to say." He waved a copy of Queen Elizabeth's Roses over his head, and everyone cheered. "This might be the happiest day of my life," he said. And they cheered again.